About 3 years ago, I made a video called The Creepy Female Teacher Epidemic. It's one of my favorite videos I've ever made about the bizarre double standard when it comes to female predators. And for a little while, I thought the internet slowed down on that. Whenever an article came out about a woman preying on a boy, the comments were full of people from all different political spectrums and all across the world condemning it. I even saw some news articles correctly calling it out for what it is. And I really thought we were finally moving away from this. I thought we finally moved past the creepy female predator double standard. Glamorous Heiress, 45, charged with having sex with 14-year-old boy 4 times in one day. I regret to inform you, the journalists are at it again. So let's just get this out of the way. She's hot, okay? She's a cougar, yes. But if I had an underage son, and a 45-year-old woman touched him, they would have to identify the body using a cotton swab. So let's break down this article, shall we? This godforsaken article, which by the way isn't even the worst part of this video. Wait until we get to the comments. An Australian horse heiress is saddled with charges after being accused of having sex with a 14-year-old boy 4 times in a single day. The glamorous mother of 2. Why the f do they keep calling her glamorous? Why that adjective? Literally glamorizing pedophilia. Imagine an article coming out about Jeffrey Epstein, like, charismatic philanthropist, 52, charged with making love to 14-year-old girl 4 times in one day. You shouldn't have to switch the genders to see how f***ed up this is, but alas. Who is the daughter of famed Aussie horse breeder Ross Daisley, strongly denies the accusations and intends to plead not guilty. Cops claim an unbridled Daisley molested the minor 4 times before 5 p.m. on May 20th last year. It's unclear whether the pair were known to each other prior to the alleged acts. Daisley's defense lawyer cried nay. However, prosecutor Daniel Richardson claims evidence straight from the horse's mouth exists. Get it? Horses! Because her dad's a horse breeder! Haha, it's funny, cause she raped a kid. A recording reveals Daisley said, "I thought you were going to call the police on me. I thought we had placed this in a little box and thrown it deep in the sea." Daisley is a trained naturopath who founded the business Smart Cleanse, which offers 14-day detox plans. The company website reads, "Over a number of years, Savannah has helped tens of thousands of people detoxify their bodies, lose weight, heal their digestion, improve strength and fitness, eliminate stress, reverse the aging process." Yeah, I'm sure she'd love that. Overcome various adverse health conditions through the benefits of detoxification, and is passionate about doing so. Is this just an ad? Did I just read an ad? Is there a fucking ad for her company here? Am I reading an advert? Did she, like, sleep with this journalist? What is going on? Oh, no, he's a full grown-ass man, never mind. This is who wrote this, by the way, this motherfucker, Andrew Court, who also wrote an article about how to please a hot MILF teacher. The author's barely disguised fetish. The language the New York Post uses here is probably the worst example of this I've ever seen. But if you can believe it, it is nothing compared to the comments. Good for him, glamorous, lucky boy, lucky kid. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty. Where were these women when I was 14? Where was she when I was 14? I believe it's called statutory. I call it lucky. The word is rape. You can't rape the willing. Minors can't consent. Cool. But was he unwilling? What? The word is rape. Not if her partner consented. It's a child. They can't consent. That's like the whole thing. Let's just assume the boy was willing. It's not rape if he enjoyed it. What the f***? But did he die? No. So who cares? Did the boy complain? That 14-year-old didn't complain about it, I guarantee. His parents did. Yeah, good parents then. I would be a little concerned if an adult was touching my child too. What? He probably wanted it. He told her he identifies as a 47-year-old man, so it wasn't her fault.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Men can consent. When a boy becomes a man could be anywhere from 12 to 35? It doesn't even work to switch the genders on these people because then they just go, oh, well, boys and girls are different. Note that if this was a 14-year-old girl and a man, no one would be congratulating him. Girls and boys are different. Boys and girls are not the same. Men and women are different. Boys and girls are not traumatized by the same thing. Flipping genders is silly because boys and girls are different. Shocking, I know. Girls will be traumatized and boys will be in heaven. Also, that's not even true. There's so many examples of men having serious relationship issues, love issues, sex issues growing up after they get molested by adults. Because boys and girls are different. Don't tell the libs. They think boys are girls and girls are boys. They also think XX people can do XY jobs. What the fuck? Libs owned. The liberals are outraged about this thread. Keep in mind, these are the same people disgusted are also fighting for pedophilia to be normalized. That's you right now! Yes, there is a problem with leftists wanting to like destigmatize pedophilia, and there's all these people who co-opt progressive language to push it. Yes, I've made like 70 million videos about this, but right now, you are the one doing that. Let's compromise. Boys can consent, but girls can't. You're just virtue signaling right now and can't comprehend because you're a woman that boys and girls have different levels of vulnerability at that age. There's such thing as different genders. Young men and young girls are different sexually. I love the young men and young girls because he knows typing young boys makes it obvious how fucking creepy this shit is. You're just saying this because you want Patreon donations from all the woke libs who pretend little boys don't get horny and are not different from little girls. This is virtue signaling. What a great advertisement. If you don't support pedophilia, donate to my Patreon. No, seriously, this video is probably demonetized, so please do if you can. Link in the description. Listen, when Pirates of the Caribbean came out, I was 14 years old and Johnny Depp was like in his 40s and I thought he was hot. Girls get crushes on men all the time. Celebrities, pop stars, YouTubers, teachers. There are girls who would also want it. That doesn't make it okay. And then Lydia from Timcast chimes in, I've been yelling about this for so long. That's because you're a woman. There are radically different standards for male behavior and female behavior. What harms girls does not harm boys. Okay, what if the groomer in question was a man? What if this young boy was attracted to this older man, which happens, and the boy wanted it? Oh, what changed? Suddenly little boys aren't men and can't consent? Just admit you're a f***ing coomer projecting your sexual fantasies onto literal child victims. Some kids can consent. What? Is this f***ing you, sir? Talking about NAMBLA? The Man-Boy Love Association? What is the difference between you and NAMBLA? Both of you think little boys can consent. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. Jimmy on a beat.
Okay, groomer. Whatever you say, groomer. Okay, groomer. Yeah, groomer. Whatever you say, okay, groomer. Okay, groomer. Yeah, groomer. Whatever you say, groomer. Okay, groomer. Okay, groomer.
I've seen people being called groomers just for like having a gay flag in their Twitter bio. And I gotta say, not a fan of this whole watering down the term groomer. Not a fan of watering down terms like that. Never have been. I've been screaming for years how bad it is to water down terms like Nazi and fascist. Same exact energy. Especially right now with organizations like Prostasia popping up. Prostasia, which, if you've seen my video on it, is a tax-exempted pedophile club. We don't really want to create a boy who cried wolf situation here, because like I'm called a Nazi every single day. It gets to the point where like someone tells you someone's a Nazi and you're like, is he a Nazi or is he like a Nazi? Not normal, not good. It's why so many people winded up accidentally defending Richard Spencer back in the day, because everyone and their mom was being called a Nazi. So when a real Nazi enters the scene, everyone's like, he's probably just kind of edgy online, like all of us. Now imagine that happening to the term groomer. Like, I don't know how these people are throwing around the term groomer at things like Lego using a rainbow flag and then straight up supporting statutory rape. Like, make it make sense. So here are some comments from the article itself. These are just, she did what with how old? Kid must have been hung like a horse. Oh god. So she enjoys eggplant, don't make her a bad gal. Where were these women when I was 14? To be honest, I was a bit immature at 14, but at 16 I began coming of age and really hitting my stride. I would have been all 7 inches in. Why? Why? She's been a bad girl and needs a spanking. I would have blown several loads into every orifice of her hot smoking body? Some of these comments, I swear, were written with one hand.
Oh yeah, she needs a good spanking.
Boomers are so, like, relentlessly horny online. Like, unapologetically horny. Like, they'll post the most depraved shit just out in the open with their full name and, like, a picture of them and their family and their Facebook profile photo. Zero shame. Like, they almost have my respect. The judge is obviously a progressive who doesn't have a clue. Why do they gotta make it about politics? Why is it the libs and the progressives and the Well, the Democratic men are too busy having their nails done to service their crazy old ladies. Do you smell toast? Does anyone else smell toast? Can't the willing. Unfortunately, you can. Statutory. Should not apply when the kid is a boy. Lucky kid. Should have kept his mouth shut. What's wrong with these Nancy boy kids these days? They don't know a good thing when they got it, and are too dumb to keep their mouth shut. That kid should have been proud and shut his mouth. Where were chicks like this when I was 14? Why can't some guys keep their mouths shut? Can't believe the ungrateful kids snitch. These young boys these days are soft. I was sexually active like a rabbit at 14. My lips would have been sealed. He probably told a friend who told a friend who told a friend. Kids really need to learn to shut up. If it's true that the kid did have sex with her, let this be a lesson to those thinking about having sex with someone under 18. Ah, finally, somebody normal. Yes, let this be a lesson. Don't do it. Especially when you are boozed up. Teenagers don't know how to keep a secret. Oh. So it's not don't be a groomer because it's bad. It's don't be a groomer because kids will snitch. If you're like me and you're concerned with the growing normalization of you have to realize this type of coomer journalism is part of that. There was recently another article about a female predator. Texas teacher Helen Page accused of student romance. Student romance. That's what it's called now. And I love how they actually have a mugshot here for once because she's not hot. But like USA Today recently published an article about how is misunderstood and cited one of Prostasia's favorite doctors, Dr. James Cantor, the same James Cantor who said that he wants to add the P in the LGBT. Great sources, USA Today. So maybe now is not the time to repeat map talking points, like maybe the boy wanted it and some kids can consent. Now, just to be perfectly clear, I do not think the people saying this are all literal pedophiles themselves. I know they're just putting themselves in the kids' shoes when they were that age and thinking of all the teachers and the older women they had a crush on. But by saying things like this, you are pushing the rhetoric that kids can consent. And that's dangerous. That is part of the normalization. So that's the end of this video. I hated it. Have a wonderful day. And next time you see somebody saying, "Where was she when I was a kid?" send them this video. Goodbye.